Hey, hey, we're at the end of day 8. 8. 8. 8. Oh, sorry. A little tired. So, today we went to Ketchikan. But before we kind of get to today, I was out late last night on the balcony and got some really good shots of the moon and some uh, fog that was uh, on sea level. So, really cool photos, I think. And while I was out there, I don't know what it was. Couldn't get a picture of it, but something was on top of the water or in the water that um, was making uh, a V in the water. I can't think of what you call it right now, but you could tell that it was moving away from the ship quickly. I don't know what it was. I tried to get a picture of it, but it didn't come out. It was way too dark, and for the life of me, I can't think of what it could be. So it definitely wasn't on top of the water, or I would have seen it. Like it wasn't a bird. It didn't fly away. It literally just swam quickly away from the edge of the ship as we passed it. So didn't wasn't anything big that I could see, but and it didn't dive down for some reason. But then this morning we got up. I went outside and I was checking things out with the binoculars, and I'm pretty sure I saw a whale blow water through his blowhole. He was behind an island, so I couldn't really get a good view of him, but something made water go straight up in the air, and I don't know what else would do that but a whale, and it was high in the air. But unfortunately, that was unconfirmed. And then we went to breakfast, and what happened at breakfast?
At breakfast, we definitely saw a whale. So we were sitting there eating, and the people who were sitting beside us, they saw it and pointed it out. So everybody that was sitting in that area got to see a whale. It was really cool. Really
Yeah, I should
cool.
have run to the back of the ship to go get a picture of it, but I wasn't sure if it was going to come back up.
And we
So,
saw there was a lighthouse too. Got to see a lighthouse
oh, that's true.
out there in the water. It was
A
really
little
cool.
small one
A
on a
small
little
one,
island.
a little island.
Yeah. And then we're pulling into port at Ketchikan. Technically, we pulled in at Ward Cove. Uh, and uh, as we're pulling in, we hear what sounds like an airplane revving up. And I run out on the balcony, and the ship is turning towards the dock, and there's a plane that comes right between us, the ship and the dock, taking off. So I got a really nice video of that. Brian is so stoked about that because Brian is so excited about us getting pictures of the seaplanes, and I sent that to him, and he's like, "Yeah, that was awesome." So one for Dad. Uh, then where did we go?
We went.
We're cheating. We have a list.
We went to the Totem Bright Historic Park to see the totems.
How was
Around
that?
there. That was pretty cool to see it. Like making it how they made the totems and about them and the history of them and stuff is really cool. I guess whenever the totems fall or get old or just get um, getting older and they fall down, the natives just leave them there and let the natures take course of the totems. So
Yeah.
that was pretty cool.
They
And
let
they
it
had
return.
like two of them that were down, so I got pictures of that. That was really neat to see
Yeah,
that.
that was kind of cool. Um, what was cool about Totem Bike now? What did you have to do to get to the totems?
I'm gonna walk to them.
Yeah, but what'd you want? Like you just
A trail. Little trail, a hike trail. Well, through a circle, little hike
yeah.
area.
But what through what?
Woods.
Yeah,
Woods.
it was really nice because you kind of hiked through just a little trail through the woods, and then you saw them. But it was just a nice little nature visit before you saw the totems and where they were standing in the open area that they were standing in. They also had a clan hut there,
Yeah.
and that was cool. I got a picture of Ashley. So at the front of the clan hut, they have, of course, it's all made of trees, and they've cut a hole in one of the biggest support beams right in the middle that you can walk through. So got a picture of Ashley walking through that. So that was really cool. And then we went over to, so we were at their uh, souvenir shop, basically, and museum. And we were talking to the two people that were working there today. And we asked them, what they would recommend, because we rented a car, so we could go wherever we wanted pretty much and quickly. We didn't have to wait for public transportation. So we decided to, they mentioned something about Settlers Cove. And so we decided to go to Settlers Cove. It was about 10 or 15 minutes away. And we get there, and it was a short hike to a waterfall. And then you could hike down to the beach if you wanted, or you can go on like a 1.25 mile loop through the woods. But the hike towards the hike to the waterfall was just magnificent. Just the woods had green moss everywhere, and it just looked like something out of a movie. Like I kept picturing.
The Shire.
Yeah, no, not the Shire. That was the other one. I kept picturing the woods where Galadriel was in Lord of the Rings. Just kind of thick and green and vibrant. It was almost otherworldly. Like, that's the only thing I can think of. And then the waterfall was spectacular.
Yeah.
A lot of water, long run. It was really nice. And then we walked down to the beach before we left, and
We didn't see any animals, no, I mean, just seagulls, that was about it. But then, I could have sworn, I think it was possibly bear scat we saw.
yeah, we saw some scat.
So,
And
no
we looked it
bear.
up online. I took a picture of it. It's on my Facebook page.
So, yeah,
And it looks like the picture she pulled up on
Google.
Google. A bear
Yeah,
scat looks
bear scat.
almost identical to what we saw. So
There might have been a bear out there earlier.
there was a bear out there at some time. So I'm sure we scared it off. Of course, there were a couple people down there before us, a little family, and they had a dog, so I'm sure the dog scared it off. But I was on high alert on the way walking back to the car through the woods. And then we took a drive to basically downtown Ketchikan, Creek Street. And what happened on the way?
We saw a doe and the baby walking across the street.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
that was cool. I saw it first.
So,
It's like the first time I've ever seen it first over Ash. She always spots it first, but she was looking off in the distance, and I was actually watching the road for once.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
So we went to Creek Street and did some shopping. Got a couple things. Got something for Brian and did some little shopping. Didn't really buy a lot. And then we were both hungry, so we went to a place called Polar Treats. And actually got sandwiches. They had ice cream too, but we didn't get ice cream. Well, I'm a little bummed. But that's okay. We were pretty full from these sandwiches. They had huge sandwiches. But Creek Street was nice. It's much more polished than the rest of the Ketchikan. What we saw of Ketchikan isn't really. There's a lot of clutter everywhere. I guess that's the best way to put it. And I'm assuming it's because people that live there don't have like big houses or a lot of storage facilities, and so they leave a lot of their stuff outside in their yards and stuff. It wasn't nasty, it just was kind of cluttered. But Creek Street was very tidy, and it was nice. We saw like where the salmon run is in the creek and the river, which was kind of cool. But all the salmon were dead. We
Yeah.
saw a bunch of dead salmon, which is normal because when they come back, um, so when the salmon come back, they were born here, and then they come back to the birthplace they were born, and um, they spawn. Um, is that the right word?
I guess.
Um, they make little baby fish and then they die. So that's basically their lifestyle. So there was a lot of dead fish in the water, and the water was really clear.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't. I don't know why that surprised me, but it was like super clear. So um, you could see down in there. It wasn't super deep, but and then there was one other totem place that we wanted to go. It was called Saxman Village or Saxman Totem Village. This had more totems than the previous than Totem Bite State Historic Park, but I don't know. It just felt much more touristy. You didn't have any kind of nature walk to it. It wasn't in the woods at all. It was just basically they had cut the land, cut everything from the land, and just thrown these. I say thrown these totem poles. They were laid out. Uh, they were very organized the way they were laid out, but just I don't know, just seemed kind of touristy. It wasn't
Yeah.
a lot to it. It wasn't like, um, at least in my opinion, nature based, you know. So they were just kind of showing off the totems that they had gathered over the years to display. Both places had like totem restoration buildings and buildings they built totems in as well, which was kind of nice. She's tired. I'm keeping her up. Um, and then the last stop was Herring Cove. We were told about this from someone else that was there, right?
Yeah.
Where did we hear about
Well,
it?
the store at the shop. At the shop.
Oh, no. Herring Cove, we heard from the guy that we rented the car from. I asked him what he would recommend. He said Herring Cove. There's a decent chance to see wild bear. We went out there and we stayed for about 20 minutes. Kind of cool little area. There's a river that runs into the sea, and across the way is woods. Across the way of the river is woods, and we were kind of up on a little hill, and there was a couple ladies there. One that said that she works here all summer, and every summer typically, and she said that every day this week she had seen a bear. She hadn't seen one yet, but she said they normally come out between 5 and 6, and it was about 3:30, 3:45, and we were gonna stay because we didn't have to be back to the ship till 6. But I had to turn in my vehicle, or at least check in my vehicle. I got authorization from the owner to keep it past the time that I had booked, but he said go ahead and check in, because if I don't check it in saying that it's dropped off, that the app will charge me. So he said to just check it in, but we didn't have cell service there, so we could only stay about 15-20 minutes, and so we had to leave and then go check in officially. And by the time we got cell service, we were about 10 miles down the road, so we decided we aren't going to go any further, or go back, I should say, and backtrack. So we gassed up the car and took a picture of some seaplanes that were just parked on a dock, which was kind of cool. And then did a little shopping at the store right by the boat for a couple people back home, and then just went back on the boat. Had a good evening. We saw one of the shows tonight, and we rested a little bit before we ate, and then saw one of the shows, and then came back to the room and just chilled. She's throwing her shoes off now, so she's ready to go to bed. She gone. So
It was a great day.
it was a really good day. One of our best days, actually, I think. And it was kind of like 50-50. It was 50% planned out and 50% not. which was different, kind of nice. Tomorrow we're cruising all day. The afternoon we're cruising the Inside Passage, so that should be interesting. They said that there's a decent chance to see more wildlife. We're hoping whales, and maybe I can get a picture. I don't know. Got to be quick on the draw.
Yeah, we should see.
Yeah, so hopefully we won't see what we think are whales way off in the distance that we can't confirm. Because that's frustrating. I keep calling and tell Mom, we saw a whale. Well, we think we saw a whale, or we don't know if we saw a whale, but something did this and something did that. But today we got to confirm because there was no other, it was right there by the window. So that was really cool.
That was cool.
So no other northern lights, but it's been kind of overcast at night. But we had at least 2 nights that we saw the northern lights, and there was 3 nights that they were out. So,
yeah.
But definitely the first night we had it was the best.
Yeah.
So, but she's getting tired. She's making me yawn. So
next time.
Until tomorrow, which is day number 9.
Yep.
And then day number 10 is off the ship and on to Vancouver.
Yep.
All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye.
Okay.